I think the difference for me is who are you trying to compare him to? If you're trying to compare him to Lamar Jackson, if you're comparing him to Josh Allen, if you're comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, he's not going to meet that standard. He was not going to go find a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. They have no run game, no semblance of a run
tackles.
game. Two rookie offensive linemen. They can't play defense to save anything. I mean, it's awful. They get run all over. They give up big plays. And now you're like, hey, Dak, go win. You and CD, go win.
I am not in any way trying to imply that one person is at fault. Along the way throughout his entire career, whenever he's been called upon to answer the call, that's not something he's done.
We can certainly hold him accountable. Saying that he is dragging down their ship is a different thing.
You're asking why they turning it over? Because you can't run it. You can't stop the run. You're going to be in a situation where you got one guy to throw to. Who are you going to throw it to?
We've seen Patrick Mahomes struggle this year and last year.
Don't say that.
Because he don't have receivers.
Lose their mind.
All right.
How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down the line? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I gotta give y'all my raw and uncut when it comes to the state of our Dallas Cowboys as well as our QB1, Dak Prescott. On today's episode of First Take, Domonique Foxworth, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, and Jeff Saturday discussed the Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. I had to get a few clips from this segment because I feel the exact same way that Domonique Foxworth and Jeff Saturday feel when it comes to our quarterback. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do after that. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's go ahead and take a listen to the first clip from Domonique Foxworth.
I love the point that you are making about when the money goes to the quarterback, the responsibility changes. But you're shifting it to the wrong person. Like, they had a good team. The first time Dak got paid, they still managed to build a team around him. The frustrating thing about when we start focusing on the quarterback's money is it takes the responsibility off the person whose job it is to build a good team, the general manager. So when you have a quarterback who's on a rookie contract, the general manager's job is easy because he has so much money to play with because the quarterback is given Pro Bowl level stuff on a rookie deal. But when the quarterback starts to take that money, you got to draft well.
All right, Cowboys Nation, this is my issue. Domonique Foxworth said it best. When you start focusing on the quarterback's money, it takes the responsibility off the person whose job it is to build a good team. Some in Cowboys Nation will blame all the Cowboys issues on the fact that Dak Prescott became the highest paid quarterback in the league without looking at the fact that if the owner didn't want to see leaves fall, they could have gotten CeeDee Lamb as well as Dak Prescott signed ahead of time for a smaller amount. Some fans will degrade Dak Prescott for taking $60 million when Jerry Jones could have signed him at a cheaper price earlier. That's not bad business on Dak's part. That's bad business for Jerry Jones. But jumping into the second clip that I got for you, Stephen A. Smith chimes in, causing a back and forth between himself and Domonique Foxworth. So let's go ahead and take a listen so we can come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
Y'all have seen moments where the talent has been around him, spanning 8 years. When I make a comment about Dak Prescott, I'm not talking about 1 or 2 games. I'm not talking about 1 season. I'm talking about a career that is now in his 9th year, and the brother got 2 playoff victories. I'm talking about this brother that has shown up small when it is counted in the postseason. I'm not making that up. I got tapes, Dom, on you.
So,
on
no,
Jeff,
listen.
Talking about Dak like that.
Just because you say it don't make it true. You said, I'm not talking about 1 or 2 games, and then you said you're talking about the playoffs when it's a collection of 5 or so
Over 8
games.
years? Well, that's not 1 or 2.
I mean,
that's not, and
he's won what? He won 3 of those games. He lost
2.
He won 2 playoff games. He lost 3.
2 and 5.
And one of those playoff
He's
games.
2 and 5.
Hold on. Yeah. One of those playoff games that he lost, he led 3 scoring drives in the 4th quarter, and Aaron Rodgers threw a miraculous pass. So we can't blame him for that one.
Very first one in 2016.
So you said I'm not blaming it on 1 or 2 games, and I just boiled it down to 2 games. So you are predicating it all on 2 playoff games.
Cowboys Nation, there has been talented players around Dak Prescott. I will not negate that fact. Dak Prescott's rookie year, he had a great offense with a great defense who struggled against the run yet again. People will throw up the team's playoff record as if it's Dak Prescott playing one-on-one with the opposing team's quarterback. There is a reason why football is called the ultimate team sport, Cowboys Nation. It takes more than just your quarterback to succeed. We'll talk about that more during my Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. But in the final clip that I got for you, the crew of First Take talks about having their own biases when it comes to players, but Domonique Foxworth makes a couple great points. So let's take a listen to the 3rd clip so we can come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut. So, Cowboys Nation, let's go ahead and take a listen.
We all have biases, and we're going to be wrong because of our biases.
Never that.
And I'm more than damn happy to be wrong on that side of the bias rather than be wrong on the other side where I'm standing next to Jerry Jones saying, you paid Dak all that money, he should do more. When the problem is actually, when we watch these games, Dak can't stop the run.
Nope.
Dak cannot put Zeke in a time machine and make him a good running back again.
Right.
Dak can't protect the passer. He can do things. He can't be a number 2 receiver.
He can't do anything for the defense.
Can Dak stop turning the Dak stop turning the football over? I just want to know one thing.
I'm saying
he's gone 3 straight games with at least 2 interceptions.
Shannon,
can he stop turning the ball over?
If you don't have a running attack, so like what I don't want it to seem like is I'm saying that Dak is unfallible. But what I'm saying is he does not have a running attack. You're going to throw the ball to the other team a lot when the team comes out there and they're like, hey, he got to throw the ball. Your defense can't stop the ball.
Right.
Before you know it, you can't run the ball. You're down 14 and you got to come back. You're going to throw interceptions.
All right, let's go ahead and crack this open, Cowboys Nation. Y'all ready for my Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. You know, this is pretty crazy that First Take is covering this topic when Sports Junkie, Lose Take, and myself had to debate this with several Dak Prescott haters during Sports Junkie's Live yesterday. There's some people who will place the blame for the Dallas Cowboys issues on Dak Prescott's shoulders and will try to degrade others for having faith in the leader of the team. Some will even run to other content creators who talk bad about Dak Prescott just to cry about what they heard on a pro-Dak Prescott channel. To keep it a buck with you, that's middle school shit that I don't have no time for, Cowboys Nation. What those fans fail to realize is the fact that hadn't it been for Jerry Jones waiting until the last minute to sign CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, they could have been able to make moves during the offseason to better equip this team for the 2024 season. They didn't do that, so this team is forced to go into the season understaffed and with less weapons. That's not Dak Prescott's fault. That falls solely on the shoulders of the front office. Dak Prescott just has to play with who they give him. No diddy. But I'm glad that Domonique Foxworth and Jeff Saturday expressed the fact that Dak only has one threat on the offensive side of the ball. Some fans will masquerade like Brendan Cooks and Jake Ferguson are all pro players when they're not. They'll talk about Michael Gallup as if he was an all-pro player when he wasn't. For the majority of Dak Prescott's tenure as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, it's been him making tight ends and wide receivers household names, helping to raise their level of play on the field. So this notion that Dak Prescott can't elevate his teammates' level of play is a hater statement that can be backed with facts. Then these same fans, Cowboys Nation, they will complain about Coach Clapp, Jason Garrett. They'll complain about Four Curls with Kellen Moore's play calling. They will say that Mike McCarthy needs to be fired. Then they'll act as if Dak Prescott has had this world-beating coaching staff ever since he's been a Dallas Cowboy. You have to make it make sense to me, Cowboys Nation, because if these coaches are the issue, how could you expect them to get the best out of the team when their coaching ceiling is so low? Then Dom and Jeff speak about the fact that Dak Prescott can't block for himself, how Dak Prescott can't throw the ball to himself, how Dak Prescott can't put Zeke in a time machine and make him the Zeke of old back in 2016. What some people don't get is that Dak can only control his play on the field. He can't make his receivers gain separation from their opponents. Yesterday, somebody said, well, he can throw them open, and that's something that he does. Tight window throws is something that Dak Prescott does. But as much as these fans want Dak to elevate his teammates' level of play, when does accountability come into play? When do those players have to elevate their own level of play? When does it fall on the offensive coordinator / head coach to properly scheme these people open? We witnessed it during the game against the San Francisco 49ers when CeeDee Lamb was wide open in the end zone. We witnessed it with the last play of the Pittsburgh Steelers game. The proper play was called and it allowed Jalen Tolbert to gain separation on his defender. This is why football is the ultimate team sport, Cowboys Nation. This is why football teams have head coaches, offensive and defensive coordinators, as well as position coaches. All of them working in tandem to make this team successful. It's not just the quarterback's responsibility to make the team great. It is up to everyone in the organization. It is everyone's responsibility in the organization to make this team great. But am I saying that Dak Prescott is off the hook when it comes to his play this season? Hell no. He hasn't been playing up to the level that we've seen in the past. He's been pretty sloppy with the ball this year, to keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. He has turned the ball over on numerous occasions this season, and that's something that he has to get better with. He has to start taking things into his own hands in order for this team to be successful. If there's a bunch of green grass ahead of him, he needs to tuck the ball and run, Cowboys Nation. Even if it gets the team 5 yards, he needs to stop being afraid of running the ball. I understand that an injury can sway a person from taking that risk, but scared money don't make money. He also needs to raise his football IQ. Instead of taking sacks outside of the pocket, he should be throwing the ball away. He needs to also take what the defense gives him. If that's checking down to your tight end or checking down to your running back, then check it down. Who gives a shit if the 3- and 4-letter networks call you dink and dunk, just as long as the team is winning games? He also has to take care of the ball better. I understand that CeeDee Lamb is the only threat he has on the team, but we shouldn't be forcing CeeDee Lamb the ball. If the coaching staff would be able to recognize that the defensive coordinators are scheming CeeDee Lamb out of the game, they should also be able to recognize and scheme to get other players involved. That's not Dak Prescott's fault. That's not a Dak Prescott issue, but some fans will make it a Dak Prescott issue. One thing that I do understand is that not one quarterback is going to put the team on their back and carry them to a Super Bowl victory. Everyone will compare Dak Prescott to Patrick Mahomes. They'll say that Patrick Mahomes can put a team on his back and win a Super Bowl, but at the same time, they're not giving Andy Reid, the Kansas City front office, the running game, or the defense their proper credit. Kansas City beat the Philadelphia Eagles because Andy Reid noticed something in the Eagles defense that could be exploited, and they made adjustments. That was a great coaching adjustment, not a quarterback adjustment. So you can call me a Dak apologist. You can call me a Dak fan. You can run to other Dak bashing content creators to tell on me. I honestly don't give a shit, Cowboys Nation. And to be perfectly honest, I'm going to root for my quarterback no matter who is under center. I'm going to root for my team and not predict negativity on them. I'm going to keep it a buck when it comes to giving the Angry Cowboys Fan family members my raw and uncut, and I'll be damned if I'm going to switch it up because it makes a couple people feel better. Being a part of the NFL championship team back in 2017, I know what it takes to become a champion. It wasn't just our quarterback that got us there. It was the owner and every player and coach on that damn team. Y'all can blame Dak Prescott all you want. You can call me whatever you want. You can go and tell your mommy that I root for Dak Prescott. I really don't give a shit because at the end of the day, I go hard in the paint for this team and every single player on this team. I am truly DC for life. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you think about what Domonique Foxworth and Jeff Saturday had to say? What are your feelings about football being the ultimate team sport? Let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. But if you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and share it with anybody that you know is a Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and actually understand what it takes to be a champion, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or Madden 25 and College Football 25 gameplay. I also want to take this time to wish my son Ricardo a happy 18th birthday. Continue to fly high, son. I love you with all my heart, and I hope you succeed in everything you do in life. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.